a second, please. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Chuckle. Okay, I'll be rolling. Yeah, fine. And he's going to go ahead and roll it, road it, no. 2 degrees about the longitudinal axis of the aircraft. Balance good. Looks like it's got the nose up about 5. Okay, let's go.
It was 0800 at sea during air recovery operations in the South Atlantic. I was guest aboard ship working on a story about naval aviation and the naval aviator himself. I couldn't help thinking that back in Hollywood, I've worked with some pretty big leading men, even John Wayne. But these gents behind the controls, to a man, certainly qualify as superstars. Coming in at 100 miles per hour in a $20 million F-14 or A-7 has to be done right on the money. There's no room for second takes out here. And the teamwork of the air crews with their lockstep synchronization would get a nod from the toughest of Hollywood stuntmen. I was honored to be invited into the inner sanctum of the aviator's world, which aboard ship is the ready room. The Air Group Commander CAG was briefing me and giving me some insight into the world of naval aviation, along with some of the great history associated with several of the famous squadrons aboard ships throughout the Navy. He reminded me of my visit earlier in the week with television sportscaster Roger Staubach, a Heisman Trophy winner, Annapolis graduate, and veteran of 6 Super Bowls.
Well, Joanna, because the naval aviator's mission is centered around the aircraft carrier and its role in naval sea power, names come to mind, past and present, like the Yorktown, the Lexington, the Midway, the Essex, and more recently, the Enterprise, the Eisenhower, the Nimitz, along with other great ladies of the sea. Aviators belong to that special breed of gent that goes back in naval tradition to men like Spruance, Mitcher, Halsey, and names of aircraft come to mind like the Bearcat, the Hellcat, the Panther, the Phantom, the Skyhawk, and more recently, the Tomcat, and the F-18 Hornet. When I was at Annapolis, many of my friends went into naval aviation, and although they fly different aircraft in different squadrons and have different missions, if I had to pick a squadron that illustrates the high standards of naval aviation, I'd pick this squadron. The Navy's flight demonstration team, known worldwide as the Blue Angels. I guess I'd start my story at a place called Trader John's, a famous hangout for aviators in Pensacola, the home of naval aviation and also home base of the Blue Angels. As demanded, the Blue Leader is a seasoned fighter pilot with over 5,000 flight hours and 800 carrier landings, a real special breed of gent.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Angels. Lieutenant Commander Jim Horsley. Flight Blue Angel number 1, the commanding officer and flight leader of the Blue Angels, from Wayne, New Jersey, Commander Denny Wisely. Ladies and gentlemen, representing your United States Navy and Marine Corps, the Blue Angels.
Speed that can be obtained on aircraft. There you go.
There's a 3, 2, then 1.
What happened to your face? They did. Wow.
Salute. Ready? Ready? Okay, see you, boys. Good one.
And salute.
Easy right. See you, Nagger.
And salute.
Ready? See you guys.
got it as the first mech showed him the pins. Gave it 3 to cut air off. He opened the control surfaces, speed brakes, flaps, and spoilers. Now he's checking the ailerons, the elevator, and the rudder. He's having the pilot arm his ejection seat. Now he hands off to the crew coordinator and will launch all 6 aircraft.
Season for the Blue Angels includes 75 air shows flown at 42 different locations. 160 million spectators have been privileged to observe the Blue Angels fly since their first public appearance in 1946. During that period of time, the Blue Angels have performed nearly 2,400 flight demonstrations.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
10, hut.
Your United
Forward.
States Navy Flight Demonstration Squadron takes pleasure in performing for you this our 18th flight demonstration of the 19th season. The Blue Angels have had the rare privilege of demonstrating for the American public the precision techniques of naval aviation, hoping to inspire our young men and women to choose careers in the United States Navy and Marine Corps. And flying Blue Angel number 1, the commanding officer and flight leader of the Blue Angels from Wayne, New Jersey, Commander Denny Wisely. Flying Blue Angel number 2, the right wing, our Marine Corps representative from New York City, Captain Fred Stankiewicz. Flying Blue Angel number 3, and salute, the filling Montana.
The purpose of the Navy's flight demonstration team is to demonstrate the aerial precision which is in fact taught to each and every naval aviator and Marine Corps aviator as he undergoes his training en route to the coveted wings of gold. Currently flying the McDonnell Douglas A-4 Skyhawk, the Blue Angels demonstrate not only the precise manner in which they are able to maneuver in close proximity in the world-famous diamond formation, but the two solo pilots opposing each other on the flight line are demonstrating the maximum performance characteristics of the McDonnell Douglas A-4.
That everyone here has been influenced by the Blue Angels, or at least some demonstration team over the years. And in my case, it was the Blue Angels, and I think most people were. Always in the back of their mind, I think every naval aviator has always wanted to take a crack at this business. And most of the people here you find are very goal-oriented, and they set a goal of being on the demonstration team and were fortunate enough to get selected.
power. Little pull. More power.
That was tremendous, Keg. Let me ask you, what does a Blue Angel do after he serves a tour with the team, living that razor's edge lifestyle, keeping in the eye of the tiger, so to speak? Where does he go from there?
Good question, Joanna. He comes right back here to the fleet. He stays on the edge of the razor. He provides us with that experience in the squadrons that we need. As a matter of fact, Commander Denny Wisely is now Captain Denny Wisely, and he's the executive officer of America right on board. He's been relieved as the Blue Angel leader by Commander Dave Carroll.
Oh.
Would you care to join me now? We'll go up and meet the carrier skipper.
Yes, right.
Super.
Yes, sir.
Have a good evening.
Have a good day, sir.
Hey, Todd, hanging on the phone.
Hey, ate us up.
Touch.
Hey, ate us up.
Ah, it's way on the phone.
This is all real stuff, too.
Somehow, I know that America is a special place, and it produces a special kind of individual who loves freedom and human dignity. And it's comforting to know that given the proper tools, her men at arms are able to protect her interests anytime, anywhere. It's been a pleasure to visit one of her mighty carriers and salute the naval aviators past and present, whose gallantry and professionalism are unsurpassed. I express a special thank you to the captain and crew of the USS America and to Air Wing 1. It's been an honor.